Well, my name's Sam Bennett. I've lived here in Coshocton since September 1964. Moved up here from eastern part of Kentucky. My dad was a coal miner, and he'd worked, I think, about 25 years in the mines in Kentucky. And chance came open that they were going to open some mines up here in Ohio. Never heard of Coshocton. Had to get the map out and look at it and see where it was at. And he came up here and worked for a couple months and found a place to live, moved us up here. So basically I've been up here since 1964, all but 7 years of my life. And it's a wonderful community. I worked 5 years underground out of high school, and then I got laid off permanently. And within, let's see, that was in February of '82. By May of '82, I had a job over at Stone Container. I've been there ever since, and it went from Stone Container to Smurfit Stone, and now we're officially called Rock Tin Company. So coming up in a couple, 3 months, I'll be there 32 years. Well, you know, I didn't go to college really. Well, I did, but I'm not, you know, some professional, and I'm just a everyday working class person, and I've lived here basically all my life, and I got to thinking, you know, what could I do to give back to the community? What could I do to help the community, do something to give back? And I thought, well, what better way of trying to get in on the school board on the education? You know, I don't know much about it. I didn't at the time, but I was willing to learn, and I still don't know everything there is to know now after being on the board for 2 years, but I'm still willing to learn, and I just wanted to give back to the community some way that I could. Best thing about it, there's probably not a month, not a meeting that doesn't go by that I learn a little bit. Sometimes I learn a lot, and you know, it's very gratifying. I want to continue to learn. I want to continue to make the right decisions. The people of Coshocton, when they elected me 2 years ago, I'd made a deal with myself, I guess, back that spring that I wouldn't put up any signs. I wouldn't pay for any advertisements. I was going to put signs up, but I wasn't going to run anything in the paper, wasn't going to get on the radio. My name was either going to get me in or not get me in, and the people voted for me, and I'm grateful for that. And I just something every month, and it was really gratifying to get in on part of the new elementary. And you know, for 2 years, year and a half, you know, I visited that site a couple of times a week there for a while. And I told the building manager, I said, I'm not coming up here to spy. He said, I don't care if you are or not. He said, we're not hiding anything. I said, I'll never get to see another building built from the ground up. And it was very gratifying to see it from the foundation all the way up until completion. And then the day of the opening day, Kirby, that was just a great moment. I got there, not a little bit late, but right when the buses were starting to come, and one bus came off Cambridge Road and coming down through, and the kids, they had their noses and their faces pressed against the window like that. You know, whether that was probably the first time they'd seen it, knowing that, hey, we're going in a new building. So it's been a great learning experience. Probably the biggest issue, what I can see, is the state. Seems like every 6 months, every year, the state, or sometimes monthly, they'll cut this or they'll cut that, and we're getting less and less money from the state, and we have to stretch our tax dollars. You know, back a year and a half ago, we had a building principal, Mr. Hartmeyer, resign and take a job in another school district, and we as a board talked to Dr. Heyer, and we thought, well, you know, can we shuffle some people around? And the more we talked about it, we decided we could not replace that person, have Mr. Dave Skelton take on South Lawn and Lincoln for that year. And then, you know, we saved the taxpayer maybe $60,000, and we still haven't replaced that administrative. So, you know, we're just trying to really stretch our dollars with what the public, you know, the taxes they pay, try to get the most bang for our buck. We're trying to give the best quality education that we can afford. I know we're looking right now at some issues with computers and technology. We've got some extra money that's came through with the selling of South Lawn and additional monies, and we're really looking right now as a board, you know, what can we do? We've never had, to my knowledge, what they tell me, the past board members that's on the board now, we've never had a technology fund. We just would get some money and we'd go buy some computers and stuff. So we're looking at updating and getting some computers and replacing some computers to try to give our children what's out there now. so that when they go to college 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, they will be more in tune with that instead of having to go to college and, boy, what's this? So we're trying our best to make some improvements and buy some different technology needs and books and stuff like that.